And appreciate y'all being here. Just really excited about the day, excited about this team, these seniors. Lauren's not here with us right now, but just just the opportunity that these kids are going to have tomorrow. Obviously, it's a big game for us, a chance to win our 13th conference game against a well coached, a team that's playing very, very well right now. Um, Oklahoma State team. We have a lot of respect for them. We had a knockdown drag out with them back in early January, and we were both kind of dealing with COVID at the time, so we're both way different. But Coach Littell is someone that I've respected in this business for a long, long time. Does a tremendous job with his team, he and his staff, and again, like I said, we've watched a lot of film on them now. They are obviously playing at a very high level. Have lost some very close games here of late. Have played some great teams down the stretch and been in every one of them. So we know what's coming. We fully understand, but the opportunity on Saturday to play in front of our fans in the final home game, regular season home game in the Irwin Center is really exciting for me. It's exciting for our players, and I know our seniors. Right now, y'all, we are at, I think, close to 9,500 tickets sold. In this game right now, as of 12:55, has generated $85,000 for the neighborhood Longhorn program in support. I just got a phone call before I walked up here from another dealership here in town that is on board. A big shout out to Niall Maxwell for reaching out to his friends in the business. I'll go through every one of them because they all deserve so much credit for what they're doing and making a difference in our community and with these young people. That through their generosity, there's going to be some young kids that are going to be impacted that's far reaching and far into their lives. Let's face it, this isn't a 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, 1 month deal. It will impact some people for their entire lifetime. And you know what? When we're put on this earth by the good Lord, we'd all be so fortunate to have that opportunity to make that impact in this world, to have that just one opportunity. And this game has turned into something much bigger. And I'm really proud of that. I know my kids are excited about it, and they're proud to be a part of it. And so, again, the goal is we'll make us write the check, right? Got to have 10,000 in the building. Got to have 10,000 tickets sold plus. And, to do that, you're going to have people sitting upstairs. And so that's where we're at. But just real quick, just to give the shout outs to, first of all, Coach Huff in football. He was the first one that matched the $10,000 and kind of got the ball rolling. I made the phone call to Niall. He didn't hesitate 1 second. In fact, he told me before I could ever even get it out of my mouth, hey, I'm in, Vic. You got it. And I'm going to help you with some other folks. Then Vince Young Steakhouse came in behind us, and that was the next one. Got an email this morning from Dr. Cunningham, our former president here at the University of Texas, said, hey, Coach, I'm in. 10,000. Put me in Isabella down. We've been supporters of that program with the neighborhood Longhorns, and they jumped in. Chuck Nash Auto, Leaf Johnson Ford, Tom Gammon, who's also part of, I believe, part of the Niall Maxwell family, and then Steve Lockoff from One Voice Communications. We had another anonymous donor that doesn't want to be mentioned. And then just got the phone call from Scott Stark with South Point Dodge. So just so grateful and thankful for their support. And again, we're really excited about what a game in women's basketball can possibly do for our community. And that's what I've always told y'all. if you'll invest in these kids, if you'll invest in a women's basketball program, this is what it can do for your community. This is what it can do for your city. This is what it can do for your game. And so I'm awfully proud and excited to have a chance to be a part of it in a very small way. But I know our seniors are really, they're the ones that deserve this, y'all, and should be a great day for all of us, for the game, for both us and Oklahoma State.
Audrey or Joe, when you first heard Vic and his pledge, did you think this was going to become what this has become?
Yeah, I mean, we were all really excited when he had mentioned that he was going to start it, and then when he told us about the first coach matching it, it just got even more exciting. And now it's at this point, it's almost unbelievable that this is happening and that this could be a possibility that we're about to play in front of that many people.
Yeah, I was second that. He's kind of the man who makes things happen.
Yeah.
So I was excited to hear that he wanted to do this, and when coach says something, it 9 times out of 10 it's gonna happen.
Only 9. I guess so.
Does 10,000 fans, does it seem real to y'all? I mean, a year ago you guys were playing in front of cardboard cutouts. Not that was a problem with y'all. It was just sign of times. But does this seem real?
I mean, I don't think I've ever actually seen 10,000 people at one time. So that number and trying to match it to how many people are going to actually be there, it's kind of unreal. Like 10,000, that's a lot of people,
Yeah.
and it's a big arena.
How do you think it'll impact the way you play? Can you take a guess at that?
It'll be loud, so communication will be key.
Yeah.
Coach, I saw a social media tweet that you put out about energy busts and about believing. When you put the pledge out for 10,000, did you have any idea that it would grow like this? And what have you learned? What lessons have you learned about yourself, the team, this community, the fans?
I have to tell you, this is exactly what my vision thought would happen. I've done this before. I did it at Mississippi State. We had a 10 for 110, and that was basically a pledge halfway through conference that if we could have 110,000 fans at our games that season, I would make that donation to the Boys and Girls Club of the Golden Triangle there in Starkville and Columbus, in West Point, Mississippi. I have a dear friend that's a farmer down in the Delta, and he got wind of it. And he's the type of guy that he doesn't ask. He's going to call you and says, hey, I need $1,000. I'm going to need it in about 2 hours. Well, what's it for? It's for the Boys and Girls Club. Okay. And his friends that he knows, that's going to be enough. He raised, I think it was close. It was over 40,000. He did that by himself. I think we gave a check to the Boys and Girls Club for over 40 and maybe over 50,000. And it was really special. It might have been around $44,000 that we gave them that day. And so this is exactly what I thought would happen. I thought it would just take one. And when Coach Huff did it, I said, here we go. I just knew that once he did it and it got out, just like what happened, I made the one phone call to Niall. He's all in. Vince Young Steakhouse, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite place to eat here in Austin. Right now, it's my absolute favorite. They tweeted out, hey, how can we be a part of this? We're in. And so to be quite honest, it's just like the energy bus, just like the quote I put out there today. I mean, I've always been a believer. I mean, who thought we could have done what we did when I took the job at Mississippi State, everybody went, what in the heck are you doing? You're committing career suicide. I didn't believe that. I knew they wanted a winner. I knew that they were going to, support us in that endeavor, and we did it. Same things here. I knew that we needed to go to work and reestablish some things here that maybe had been neglected or just needed some attention. And my first attention obviously was to my team. These kids deserve my very best. They deserve my staff's best. And we believed. I mean, I believed it when I came here, I believed what happened last year could happen. Toward the end of the year, I believed that this team this year could be what we do what we've done so far. I told y'all the other day I kicked myself for the two that we lost early. I take responsibility. Otherwise we'd be sitting here tied for the conference lead. But sometimes those things happen. Adversity brings you and brings the best out of you. And I think that adversity early in the year has brought the best out of all of us.
You could be tied for the conference lead, and you're well situated for hosting at this point. But when you go to Kansas City, other than winning the tournament, is there something you feel like you need or hope to accomplish in those games?
Well, again, it's before I get there, the one on tomorrow is ultra important and it has our full attention. After that, as I told our kids, you have opportunities to win championships throughout the course of the season, whether it's a tournament championship, a Big 12 regular season championship, a Big 12 tournament championship. Then you have a chance to win a regional championship and then a national championship. So there's championships in front of this team. So obviously our focal point will be one game at a time, but ultimately, like I told them the other night, I just don't think there's a whole lot of people lined up going, oh, goody, 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 we get to play Texas right now, anywhere. And so, but I think we've got a big one on Saturday against a very good Oklahoma State team that is well coached, well disciplined, very aggressive, and so we've got to have great focus.
Is given this opportunity to play in front of a big crowd, this is for any, feel like compelled to do something special on the court, or can you even think that way? Like, we have to make extra effort and be entertaining or something.
I think the way we play already is entertaining, and it's enough. So I don't say that we have to do anything special. We just got to be us, like Coach says.
Audrey, during the game, I noticed that you have something around your neck. Is that a brace or is that like Will's beats ever? What is that?
No, it's called a Q collar, and the medical staff here found it for me, and it's just to help prevent concussions, and it's done a wonderful job.
I always wondered how Steve she doesn't have a knee.
Joe, I know y'all take it one game at a time and all that, but with the winning streak, do y'all sense that, all right, this team is hot, this team is clicking, or are you trying to take it just one game at a time?
Yeah, it's always one game at a time, but we are finding some type of consistency late, which is always good to have that in March. A lot of teams, want to be playing well in March, and I think we are doing that. So I would say, I guess you can say we're hot. I'm just saying we're just finding out about ourselves completely right now. So yeah.
They're kind of big picture-ish. I'm wondering, how do you coach or how do the players adjust to officiating? I mean, there's some officials who let y'all play. There's some games that are, I'm still trying to figure out how Audrey got called for that foul a couple days ago. How do you adjust, or do you just not adjust and tell them we're playing the same way regardless and we'll just take the fouls or whatever?
It's challenging. I just think that's, just like with our team, with my team, all I can speak for with my team is, we really strive for consistency. And so, that's really all I can say. I can address my team and, we have to adjust. It's just the way it is. It's the human element of the game. And so, I think our kids have done a marvelous job of doing that. And, we show up and play. You get those assignments way in advance. I don't even look. I don't know who's calling my games till I walk out on the court. So I just don't have time to worry about things like that. I just worry about my team, and then I have to coach them during the game, and we have to be able to play the game the way it is going to be played that day.
Are there times where, maybe especially on the road, where you just have to say, okay, move your feet and keep your hands to yourself, don't reach, or, because we have to adjust?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just think again, we don't really spend a lot of time on it in the game with them. We're busy talking about X's and O's and things of that nature. So, I mean, look, it's a hard job, and I think we all have a tremendous amount of respect for the people trying to do it, and we get it, and we've got to be better. That's how I look at it. I tell them all the time. They've heard me scream this now, and literally scream it in a game. Hey, y'all stop fouling. We've really done a good job of that lately. We really have. We've gone in a stretch where we've really been good defensively, and and then we've every now and then we'll have a game or two where we're and I have to tell them, hey, y'all stop fouling. I mean, it's just and I have some players that I have to really address with that because they do. I mean, there's no way around it. So we have to be better. At the end of the day, that's what I can control, and we have to be better.
There have been coaches over, especially back when people were pressing more, men and women. When it was all, they said, well, I just can't do this on the road as much. Do you ever get in those spots?
I worked for a guy, the very first guy I worked for in college that had that philosophy. He played, I think we played man at home and zone on the road. And I never have really quite understood that. I don't think my kids would. I think if I told them we were going to play zone somewhere, they'd be like, somebody get the thermometer out and check his temperature because he ain't feeling good. I just never have. I mean, not that I've never played zone because we have, and we have a matchup that we can go to if we have to. But this team, a lot of my teams in the past, it's just who we are. It's what we do.
Is that mostly just for a foul thing that you would use it, or maybe
Could be. It could be to protect. And then, it could be that maybe you play somebody that can't throw it in the ocean if they're standing on the beach at high tide, So I think you have to adjust in certain situations. I was telling Coach Beard last night it was about 12:45 this morning. I walked down and I just finished getting something to eat, and I was watching film, and I'd gotten back late from recruiting, watching film. He was in there watching film, and we just got to talking. I said, my bus driver, where I came from, when I went to zone, we called it the bus driver defense, and that came from we were playing in a game one year. This was my first Final Four team. We were at Louisiana Lafayette playing. It was elementary school day. There was 5,000 kids in the building screaming their head off. And he had 3 guards at Lafayette that absolutely destroyed us off the bounce. Like I had not one guard that could guard any of them. We were down 15 with 4 to go in the first half. And I called timeout, and I had the board, and I said, listen, you stand here, you stand here, you stand here, you stand here, and you stand here. Don't move. Make them shoot over you. And I drew up a 2-3 zone. It wasn't even the matchup. We cut it to 2 at halftime. We end up winning by 15. After the game, my bus driver comes up and says, man, coach, that was a great matchup zone. I said, gosh, that was the best coaching adjustment I've ever seen. He says, what was that? I go, Everett, that was the bus driver defense. That was a 2-3 zone that I drew up in the huddle. We played it the whole second half, and those guards stopped them from getting to the rim. And we won the game. So every time I would play that defense after that, Everett would come up and go, like the bus driver defense. Sometimes you just got to do that, but it don't happen very often for us.
For the players, everything aside with the Longhorn Foundation and everything, last game here, regular season game, talk about memories you have here and some of the games. What's it going to feel like to you guys stepping out there?
I'm already feeling the emotions of it 'cause I know I'm super emotional, especially like endings or completing a journey type thing. Like I get emotional thinking about like how much I've grown throughout the 4 years and everything I've been through, and just being so resilient. And but before I go into like how I'm gonna feel tomorrow, I just want to give Audrey her flowers because playing with her for 4 years has been so special. I think she's the best teammate anybody can ask for, and, and I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed that I played with her for 4 years, and I don't want to cry, so I'm just gonna
Yeah,
leave
you're
it,
about to
leave
make
it
me
like
cry,
that.
but-
I'm gonna leave it like that.
To go off of Joe, I was just about to talk about you and how the fact that there were 5 of us when her and I committed, and it's down to the 2 in that group, and I couldn't. Joe has been the best teammate, honestly, these 4 years. I mean, I'm gonna cry thinking about
Yeah,
it, but
I
it
know. I
just
don't wanna.
it's special. I mean, you don't really think about your senior night. You think about your freshman year, and you watch all the other seniors go by as you go through your 4 years, and then it's your turn. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, I came fast. But it's gonna be it's gonna be special, and
Yeah.
it's just another memory to put in the books at the Irwin Center.
Is there a specific memory for each of you that you kind of take with you from the Irwin Center or just these last 4 years?
The memory that always comes to mind is the Stanford game,
Yeah.
because that was just a game for the books. The
Yeah.
way that team played,
That
it
was
was so
probably
memorable.
my favorite moment too. Yeah, being the #1 team in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Your favorite memory, Coach?
I mean, I got a bunch with these two. I mean, they're, here's the thing in today's world, so many kids jump around, jump ships. These 2 kids have left they have a legacy at Texas. And I think that's what's really special about them is that they've been here 4 years. They're always going to be a part of a tremendous time in the program, and they're going to leave a legacy. And that's what is lost on so many kids today. It's all about them. It's all about their playing time. It's all about their numbers. It's all about it's too hard here. I want to go there. They're unique and they're special, and because of that, they have a lifelong legacy at Texas. And I think that's what makes them so unique and so special. Again, I've been honored to have had the opportunity to coach them. I've said this a million times. They're my kind of kids. They're just fierce competitors, y'all. Competitive spirit is non-negotiable, and I've never had to worry about that one day with either one of these 2. And so it's really been an honor for me to coach both of them. I'm a better coach because I've coached them. I'm a better father, better husband. I hope I'm a better person because these 2 will bring it out of you. And so they're always going to be really special to me. I know it hadn't been easy, but I think that's the thing about them is they've grown. I like to think they've gotten better. If it's been uncomfortable, that's what it takes to grow. That's what it takes to get better. And I think they welcome that uncomfortability, and that's why they've become who they've become.
Have you seen a tangible impact they've had on instilling what you're talking about in the younger players?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, again, our young kids see it every day. They see it in practice. They see their approach, their professionalism. And so, for a coach, I got a lot to worry about, lots of things to deal with. But these 2, I don't typically have anything to worry about, anything to deal with. I know what I'm going to get from them. And, that's the consistency piece we were talking about earlier. When you can get about 8 or 9 of them like these 2, you got a chance to do something really special.
Do you view this as the end for you, or are you still keeping that open for next year?
I think I'm still gonna keep it open.
Have you guys practiced with like massive sound to get prepared for Saturday? I mean, so that you're going to be playing by sight, not by sound, right? Because it's going to be so loud, like they do in football.
I think it's funny because we did that sophomore year and tried to prepare with sound, and it's not the same.
It's not. It's nothing. that
Can't
can
prepare for that many people.
You can't.
So yes, I have one more since she's not here. Do either of you have a Lauren memory or something you'd like to say about her?
Lauren just she just makes the day
Every
better.
day.
Just
Like
being herself.
I have
She's
too many Too
Yeah.
many moments with Lauren. It's an everyday thing with us, I
Yeah.
think.
She's our constant voice in practice.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
the one that holds everybody accountable to echo. You know, when we go from drill to drill, you're supposed to, if I say, hey, Longhorn, they're supposed to call back Longhorn. You know, we go defense on the floor, they're supposed to call back defense on the floor. If there's not enough echo, Lauren will say, echo. And so she's the one that kind of holds everybody to that standard and that accountability. And so, again, I told y'all the other day, I think the change for this team is when, you know, was about a month and a half ago. And I think our team, our kids made a really concerted effort to change a little bit. And I think all of them deserve a lot of credit, but I think our seniors, our seniors led the way. You know, part of the change was Audrey coming off the bench. Again, Audrey don't care. She just wants to win. She's still playing 30-something minutes a game, as long as she can stay out of foul trouble and not throw the ball to the other team. And so she's still got the same role. She just doesn't run out of the tunnel, right? And so it also allows her to, you know, depending on where she goes in at the wing or she goes in at the 4, to see what is going on and see what the issues may be. And so, you know, I just think, you know, with Lauren and Joe and Audrey, they get a lot of credit. They deserve a lot of credit for where we are right now and the growth of our team. All right.
Thank you.
Praise the
Thank
Lord and
you.
hook 'em.